As tablets get smarter and more powerful, there still seems to be a good amount of interest in standalone e-readers.
Why? Primarily because many dedicated book lovers appreciate that there's fewer distractions on an e-reader, since many of them don't get text messages, emails, or social media notifications.
While Amazon Kindle may get all the press, Canadian company Kobo is a major competitor, and it's just launched its newest e-reader for 2023, Kobo Elipsa 2e, which has a few upgrades and differentiators over its competition.
In this review, I will try out the new Elipsa. I'll test it out for reading ebooks and listening to audio content too. I'll look at its special features. For example, you get a stylus, and I'll see if I can recommend this e-reader to you.
What's special about the Kobo Elipsa 2e? I found there were 4 key differentiating factors that make it stand out from the crowd. The first is its size. With a big 10.3-inch touchscreen with a matte, paper-like finish, it's bigger than your average e-reader.
I know the trend is towards smaller and smaller devices, but when I sit down to read something, I don't like to squint. The size of this reader is great as far as I'm concerned, and despite its large screen size, it is ultra thin and light. It's just 7.5 millimeters thick and just under 400 grams in weight. And by the way, like almost e-readers, the screen is grayscale only.
The next special feature is that there's a pen included in the package, known as the Stylus 2. This stylus allows you to do things like highlight text or make notes in the margins, or to draw, create, or otherwise scribble your thoughts into the notebook, which is our next key feature. With that built-in notebook, it syncs with Dropbox and soon with Google Docs, and you can use it to create handwritten notes, journal your days, or organize notes from your books and your reading materials, then sync it all to the cloud.
The last key factor I'll highlight here is that this e-reader is significantly more expensive than average. So far, it seems like the reason for that is you're not just getting an e-reader, but you're also getting a digital notebook too, something akin to Moleskin's Smart Writing Set or something like a Rocketbook, both of which I've reviewed, by the way, and you can check out here on the channel. The price, for reference, is $4.99 Canadian or $3.99 US.
Getting the Kobo set up was actually really easy. With it charged up and powered on, you'll either sign into or create a Kobo account, then connect to your home's Wi-Fi, and you're basically ready to go. You can shop digital books on the reader itself or go to Kobo's website to choose something, and it'll automatically sync to your tablet. You can also borrow library books using Overdrive too. I started reading on the Kobo Elipsa 2e right away and found it comfortable, easy on the eyes, and I really enjoyed the larger paper size. Turning pages is as easy as swiping across the screen or tapping the edge of the page. Now, I will note that like some other dedicated e-readers, there is a flash-like effect when the pages turn. It kind of lasts a split second, but it is noticeable, particularly early on. I can confirm, though, that after reading for a while, I basically stopped noticing it. You can choose the orientation you prefer, either vertical or horizontal, depending on how you prefer to read. It'll do this for you, or you can lock that orientation feature too. There's plenty of other customization options as well, including where you prefer to tap on the screen, if you'd like to adjust the font size by pinching, and whether or not you'd like to see more information on your screen.
The Kobo Elipsa 2e has adjustable light, which allows you to create a more comfortable reading experience, particularly at night or in the dark.
You can adjust the light from warmer nighttime light to cooler, brighter light easily using a simple slider bar, or have the device manage this for you by turning on the natural light auto feature. You can also choose your regular bedtime, and the device will adapt light to that for you.
Now let's talk about the note-taking abilities. The Kobo Elipsa 2e is actually a pretty great digital notebook.
I chose to do some professional reading for work and decided to use the stylus to create notes and thoughts about the book. It has a great tactile pen on paper feel, which I really liked. Plus, it's got pressure sensitivity like a ballpoint pen, so you can press harder for thicker, darker results. You can also adjust the pen type, shade, line size, and eraser size that suits your style. I found the notebook could be a little finicky, flashing dark and light when it seemed overwhelmed, and trying to write or draw big often put it over the edge, so while the notebook may be good for a few phrases and notes, it is not ideal as a sketch pad. I was hoping to be able to copy and paste certain passages into my notebook too. I wasn't able to see that there is actually a way to do this. By tapping a small page icon on the bottom of the screen, I was able to see all of my notes, both the highlighted passages and my handwriting on one page, which was cool. But what I really wanted was to migrate all those notes and highlights onto a page of my notebook, and it turns out that's not actually possible. Copying any amount of text and pasting it elsewhere is blocked for copyright reasons. Creating a new notebook is easy, and you can write on the screen, you can type, or have the Kobo Elipsa 2E convert your handwriting to text if you prefer. In my tests, the notebook was really great at converting even messy handwriting accurately, and I was quite impressed.
Your notebooks will save automatically on the device and on Kobo.com, or you can sync your notebooks to Dropbox or Google Drive, which is coming soon according to Kobo. It also works with what's called Readwise, which allows you to sync your annotations to tools like Notion, Roam, Evernote, and a few more. If you want to look things up on the web, the Kobo Elipsa 2E does have a web browser, but it's a beta feature, so it's not officially supported by Kobo. I did try going to a website referenced in one book I was reading, but I couldn't get it to load. Hopefully this will become a full-fledged feature in the future. Let's keep going on those features here. You can also download and listen to audiobooks on this device, but to do that, you will need a pair of Bluetooth headphones to connect to the reader.
You can access the connection settings in your settings menu. You'll pair your headphones to the tablet by putting them in pairing mode, then turning on the Kobo's Bluetooth. After that, you're ready to go. I had my earbuds paired in seconds.
Now, what about the battery life and charging of this e-reader? Frustratingly, Kobo does not disclose the battery life, saying it is dependent on individual usage. That's a bit of a cop-out if you ask me, since it is possible to disclose the battery size and give a range for users. All I can tell you is that in my experience, I used the reader for about a week and it didn't really make a major dent in the battery.
One final note, you can also purchase a special sleep cover that will protect your reader. It's actually quite handy, and it also has a place for you to tuck your pen safely inside so it doesn't get lost. But while convenient and a bit of an insurance policy, it does come at an extra cost.
Overall, I am actually blown away by how enjoyable and versatile the Kobo Elipsa 2E has been.
On the Pro side, it's got a big, easy-to-read screen while still being thin and light. The reading experience is relaxing, but at the same time, I can use the Elipsa 2E to make notes, which can then be exported to the cloud. The reader is also a handy digital notebook that is adept at letting your handwriting show or converting it to text. The stylus is a cool addition for making notes if you don't want to just use your fingers on the touchscreen.
On the con side, there's not a lot of major negatives with this device. Most of my personal complaints have to do with my own productivity needs and preferences, and not with anything glaringly wrong with this e-reader. If you feel this e-reader is too large, that can be remedied by choosing a more compact Kobo model. In short, I really liked my Kobo Elipsa 2E experience. I think it's a great option for readers who want to do a bit more with their content, or for folks looking into digital notebooks. I can definitely recommend it to you. The Kobo Elipsa 2E sells for about $4.99 Canadian or $3.99 US, and you can get it from Kobo's website. There are other e-reader and smart notebook options. Check out my review of Rocketbook or see about an Amazon Kindle right now.